What up, sports fans? This is Hoppa here. You're watching a special edition of Hoppa's Hip Tips. That's right. This is called Card versus Card, baby. And I kind of came up with this idea a while ago and started a thread in my guild about discussing various cards versus other cards. And I just thought it might make a decent video series. So this week, since Pan has a mission, I thought I would discuss Pan and Christopher, you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, I give you Pan versus Christopher. Aw yeah. So, I guess to start with, we can look at their stats here. So Christopher is an 8-2, he's an 8-2. What? Well, okay, let's start over. Christopher, they can both make a 6-life gap, and they're both nightmares, obviously. There are a couple of main differences between them, though. Okay, and honestly, I think Christopher has kind of basically replaced Pan, which was that was the plan from the beginning. I think was that you were going to basically have, Pan was basically a replacement. Christopher was a replacement for Pan when, back when Z Palace was a thing, and you had, so you had old cards like Pan weren't available in Z Palace anymore, and so they had Christopher, introduced Christopher to kind of say, oh, here's basically a Pan replacement that you can use in Z Palace. Well, now that's kind of over and done with, and now you can kind of use any cards in any of the zones, right? Any of the EFC zones, as long as they're not banned from EFC altogether, right? So Pan's back, and I think that was kind of the staff's idea here, was that Pan's back, everybody. So here, do this mission with him, and it was kind of like you can use Pan again, right? But so now it's like, well, do you use Pan or do you use Christopher? That's the question, right? And that's what we're here to answer. So I still think Christopher is the more popular choice, and we're gonna go over Christopher here really quickly. But his basically, there are a couple main differences between these two cards. First of all, Christopher has 8 power, and he's an 8-2, whereas Pan is a 7-3, right? So with Christopher, you can use Christopher. You kind of have to wait for his growth to kick in, right? So to get his full maximum attack in, to get his full 6-life gap, you got to wait till turn 4. Whereas with Pan, you can use him any time. You know what I'm saying? You can use him round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4. He's going to get you that 6-life gap every, any round. So that's a big advantage to Pan. Now, is it a big enough advantage? Well, a lot of people still seem to prefer Christopher's 8 power. That 8 power comes in handy, you know what I mean? And honestly, so Christopher's an 8-2 without his ability. Pan's a 7-3. So again, that 1 point of damage isn't really going to make a whole lot of difference. You know what I mean? So for that reason, I think people prefer Christopher at 8 power. So like if Christopher's SOA'd, for example, he's an 8-2, and people would generally rather have an 8-2 than a 7-3, in my experience. And I gotta say, I prefer that too. I prefer an 8 power over a 7 power, an 8-2 over a 7-2. The other thing, is Christopher can be played in turn 5 for only a 5-life gap, right? And that's still pretty decent, right? So Even even on round 2, an 8-4, a 4 life gap is decent for a 3-star card. So so Christopher gives you some options there. You know what I mean? So against SOA, like I said, if one of these cards does happen to get SOA'd, it's not likely because they are, because they're pretty much protected from roots and Geist. But if you run into an all stop or the occasional, Jackie CR, obviously you're not going to face Jackie CR in EFC, but maybe like a Pavam from Kamboka, something like that, right? Occasionally you're going to run into those cards, and again, I think I'd rather have Christopher's match-winning ability over Pan's versatility. And the other thing with Pan is or with Christopher, I should say, is so they're both slightly they're both susceptible to DR, especially especially min 1 DR, and that's the most common DR right now, especially in EFC mode. So they're both going to get knocked down. That's going to affect them both exactly the same, right? It's going to take them both to one to one damage, right? So if they're both down to 1 damage, then I prefer Christopher, right, with his 8 power. So that's another consideration. Against against -3 min 2 DR, again, they're both going to be affected the same. They're both going to be 2 attack, or sorry, 2 damage. And again, Christopher has the 8 power to Pan's 7 power. And unfortunately, I was going to share a pack opening with you. I was going to open an Armageddon pack here. I did open an Armageddon pack, but my video got cut off. So let's just go to my collection really quickly, and I'll just kind of go over really quickly. If you want to go check on the spot, I did post my my pack opening on the spot, so you can go check it out there. But go see what I got. But for now, let's just do this really quickly. We're going to go by date, descending. I just want to make sure I got the right amount here. So these are all the cards I got in my pack. We got a Baticia, which is new. We didn't have her before, and so we got her, which is nice. And what else did we get? These are all the commons, obviously. So we got a Baticia, and we got a Jagan as well. So that's nice. That means I can actually put together my own Kamboka deck now, instead of borrowing cards or purchasing them and selling them back on the market. This isn't my Armageddon pack, is it? No, it's not. Hold on, page 4 here. This should be it. And we did pull a Charlie, which is nice. And so here we go. So our rares, we did not get any exclusive rares, unfortunately. That's kind of what I was hoping for. But I wanted an Atkinson, because basically I sold him. I'm getting ready to buy him again, because I won him through missions first time around, and sold him for a cool 2.75 mil, which is awesome. And now I'm thinking about buying him back now that he's like 2.2 mil or something again. But I was hoping to get him in this pack maybe, so that I wouldn't have to buy him back. But whatevs, no biggie. So we didn't get any exclusive. We didn't get a Volcan. And just FYI, when I buy Armageddon Elite or Titanium packs, Ghost Town and Dominion are always two of the clans I choose, because Dominion has 2 exclusive cards in there, and Ghost Town has 3 exclusive cards. Dominion has Moocroc and Death Adder, and with Ghost Town you can pull a Comanche, a Dakota, or a Butcher Braxton. So those are all their exclusive cards. So I always choose those 2 clans, and then just 2 others. This time I chose Komboka, Pussycats, and La Junta. So anyway, we got 1, 2, we got Arnie, Poppy, Mary, and Ray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's what I thought. Did I get one more rare? Let's see here. I didn't. What the crap? Okay, I'm going to go back and check here really quickly. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12 rares, right? So we got a couple Slayers, an Ed 13, a Kit E. So we didn't get really amazing 6 stars. 6 stars rares. But so we got 12 there, right? And then we got 3 others here. Is that right? Yeah, so that's 15. Okay. So yeah, you get guaranteed 15 rares. So we got our guaranteed 15 rares there in Armageddon. But go check out the spot. That's where the full list, where I shared the full list. And anyway, my name is Hoppa. Thank you so much for joining me for this special edition of Hoppa's Hip Tips. I hope to do more card versus card in the future. I've already got a couple of ideas. So look for those. But the next one, I don't know when it will be necessarily. I'm hoping to do a little bit of hot EFC action a little later today to end the week. And please like, subscribe, tell all your friends, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.